Don't let your doubts keep you from your dreams. Biggest killer of dreams is lack of belief. And when we don't believe in ourselves, we start to doubt our abilities. We start to doubt what's possible.
A lot of you totally undervalue yourself, especially because it's art, especially because you're a creator, especially because it's deeply personal.
I got tired of giving 70 or 80% and not living the way I want to live. I see other people winning and I'm not winning. And I want to be a winner. And I'm tired. And I got tired, y'all. So I did something about it. I woke up every day and started running. I was tired.
You have to work on yourself on a regular basis for mental mindset and stamina.
You must know who you are. I'm talking about who you are at the core and the essence and the root of your being. You know who you are from the inside to the outside. And your behavior is a demonstration of what you believe to be true about you.
Elevation requires patience and endurance because it often comes packaged in the form of pain. As you get closer to your breakthrough, it may begin to look like everything is falling apart.
So you have to watch who's speaking into you. You've got to begin to monitor your mind. And you've got to begin to literally be proactive in programming yourself to success.
You have power to withstand obstacles. You are not easily deterred, discouraged. You don't fall back. You don't lapse into depression. You rise up out of a hellhole with a fresh determination like you have never been used before.
You must never give up. And what I discovered is that you don't have to be born in a certain family. You don't have to have a certain socioeconomic status. It only takes one thing to get what you see other people have that you want, and it's called effort.
Now, will it be turbulent? Yes. Will it be easy? No, no. Will you have some opposition? Yes. Will I make a lot of mistakes? Yes. Will I get hurt? Yes. Yes. See, a lot of people won't try anything different in life because they don't want to get hurt. Let me tell you something. It's too much pain to duck. Pain is everywhere. You can hide under here. It will come where you are. It's everywhere. Viktor Frankl calls it unavoidable suffering. You can't duck it. But most people spend their life not wanting to deal with the pain of rejection, the pain of defeat, the pain of being disappointed, the pain of losing, the pain of failure, the pain of being criticized, the pain of not being liked, the pain. That's called life. Life is full of pain. It's everywhere. But guess what? There's no gain without pain. Because it's the pain of regret that you experience. If I had it to do over again, that's a pain. Don't you know that's something? When you know, I was in a seminar once and this lady stood up. If I had my life to live over again, she talked about all of the things that she would do. And you can feel the pain of regret in her voice. The pain of regret. She still experienced pain. She was trying not to experience the pain of defeat, the pain of disappointment, the pain of loss, the pain of lack of support. And she still experienced pain. It was right there. We can't get around it.
If I want something, I go into the future in my brain, which is powerful, and I visualize exactly what I want. So I'm there. I'm in my future. Think about every single thing I need to do to make that happen and every single thing that could stop that from happening and what I need to avoid. Then I go right back, like I was just in the future.
What do I do now? I don't feel great, but I know I'll feel great once I get famous. Because that's what my vision is. When I achieve my vision, when I get that, then I'll feel good.
You are in love because you work very hard every single day of your life to stay in love. You find a job that brings you ultimate joy because you work hard every single day to serve those around you, and you maintain that joy. It's not a discovery. But the problem is this sense of impatience. It's as if an entire generation is standing at the foot of a mountain. They know exactly what they want. They can see the summit. What they can't see is the mountain.
If I have a habit over and over of beginning to stack one on top of the other, of keeping promises I make to me, not other people. In other words, the minute you begin to get external in your life, worrying about what other people think about you, right? You've lost all control. And it never fills you up. And people's admiration, people's gratitude towards you will never fill you up. It's your own. It's your own inside. And so for me, self-confidence comes from keeping the promises I make to myself. And the other part of it is being aware I'm doing it.
Ask yourself, how can I? See, when people say to me, well, I can't start my business, or I can't develop that high income skill, or I can't do that side hustle, or I can't whatever, I always tell them, does that mean that you don't want to do it, or does that mean you don't know how to do it? Because we all have the ability. We could all do something if we want to. Could you do it if you really, really, really want to? Of course you could.
You know, offense also means owning your personal brand. Your voice should be the first 2 or 3 responses when I search for your name on. How do you get there? You own your own identity. The tools are there to have a public identity and to go on the record, proudly so, and stand for who you really are. Those tools exist for you to create your own authentic brand, completely within your control. And do it.
So if you're expecting other people to get your vision, I'm just going to say, you call them whatever you choose, I call them God. God didn't give your vision to them. I gave your vision to you. Be willing. Be the cheerleader of your own parade. Be the band leader and the marchers until someone else joins you. Success, if you measure it just by business, just by money earned, just by likes or popularity on social media, then success will be very, very hollow.
When you're in the military, you have this discipline, and beyond the discipline that's imposed on you, you also have a lot that you have to just hold the line yourself. I mean, when you're in the military, sure, you go through boot camp where there's a drill instructor that's yelling and all that, but once you're in the military, you're doing what you have to do. It's self-discipline, that you learn that and you become self-disciplined. And what happens is guys get out, and that's gone, and that hurts them. And the other thing that hurts them is they don't know what their mission is anymore. Mm-hmm. And my big thing with people that I've been telling vets now is find what your next mission is. Go find whatever your next mission is. And I don't care what it is, but it has to be something. When people are not going anywhere, when they're failing, when they don't have the drive, it's because they're not accepting responsibility for anything. And so my way of saying that is like, you need a new mission. You need to be responsible for something, and you need to go and move towards some new mission.
In terms of finding your purpose, that seems like it's the first step, is getting comfortable with yourself, understanding that. How do we take that next step towards finding that purpose?
Yeah, so for me, I define it as your passion is for you, your purpose is for others. So your purpose is when you use your passion to serve others. That's the link. So for me, the focus actually first becomes, what's your passion? Like, what are you passionate about? What do you enjoy doing? And then the parts that's usually missed. So everyone hears follow your passion, find your passion. It's like a cliche, it's everywhere. The difference is get really good at it. Like, get so good at it. And everyone always misses that point. You can be as passionate as you want about tennis, but if you're not really good at tennis, no one's going to care and no one's going to take note. And I think that's often missed, that not only do you need to find what you're passionate about, you need to turn it into an expertise, which is undeniable. And that requires the hard work, that requires the work ethic, that requires the early mornings, that requires the training in whatever field you want to be. And that's going to make you successful.
Buy a plane, man. Buy a jet that can get you to go places. I'm not bragging when I say I'm doing this. Hopefully people find this inspirational and they don't think that I'm just an arrogant, cocky, listen to him bragging about his jet. I'm just telling you, like, you don't get that much money by being stupid with money. So I'm sitting here saying, do I do this or do I do the jet? It's not like I'm thoughtful when it comes to money. Do I put the $50 million in apartments? which is my favorite investment, or do I buy the jet? And my decision to get rid of 50, to own the jet, is that it can connect me with the world. It can help me meet people. The old Grant would not have done this. I wasn't thinking big enough. I was thinking that if I save my money, that if I'm just save the pennies, you know, save the money, pay attention to the money, clip the coupons, do everything on the cheap, right? Buy everything on sale, buy low and sell high. That whole, all that old adage of our parents. If
Scarcity mentality.
Totally. Okay. If I do that, then I'll be better off. And the reality is, if you study the wealthiest, I don't mean Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. I mean, if you study Goldman Sachs, that's where the real wealth is. Okay. Study the wealthiest. You're talking about Vanguard controls $5 trillion of ETFs. That's money. There's endless amounts of money. Like, I don't know what the Queen controls, but it's freaking massive. Or the Putin money. You're not talking about all that dark money, all the black in the shadows money. So there's so much money on this planet. You got to look at, how does Coca-Cola make a decision about 3 or 4 or 5 jets? Because they want to move their executives around the world to make sure they have their products in the front of the shelves. So that's how I made a decision to do this. Not based on what 98% of the people think, but what 1 or 2% of the population thinks. Like, I asked my accountant, he says, don't do it, doesn't work. I asked my lawyer, don't do it, it's a liability. I asked a couple of rich people, don't do it, it doesn't make sense. I asked a billionaire, he's like, yeah, you should definitely do it. And I said, huh? He's like, you should definitely do it. You have clients all over the world. You want to reach 7 billion people. Money is useless. I said, huh? He's like, money is useless until it is used. Right? You don't need money, dude. You need people. He's like, people have the next money you want.
Right.
And I was like, this was mind-boggling for me. Like it just, see, when truth hits me, I don't fight it. Like I'm just like, okay, that's real for me. That's real for me. Go with it. Lean into it now.